Hi viewers, so this is our second episode of Raise a Glass Wedding presents Washington Weddings. I'm Tori, and today we are in downtown Snohomish again in Jon Kaplan's really cool and nicely decorated studio. I'm here with Ashley from Ashley L Productions, and she's going to be doing the videography and then also the editing for these episodes. So today's post is going to be on my favorite hubs and locations for people to tie the knot in Washington State. Washington State has such a vast array of climates, landscapes, and destinations to accommodate the wedding of your dreams. So I'm gonna go through and focus on 4 of my favorite locations throughout Washington State to get married in. So in no particular order, Seattle. This is an obvious choice because Seattle is the largest city in the state, but there are many treasures throughout Seattle to help accommodate the wedding of your dreams. So what I really like about Seattle is the large amount of venues that are year-round venues. So in Washington State, weddings tend to be from May to October, with summer and fall being the most popular months to get married in. Seattle just has some really cool and fantastic indoor wedding venues that you can utilize all year long, and then potentially get some off-season pricing and discounts. So those are some benefits. Another factor that I love about Seattle is that there are so many opportunities and places to get those really cool and unique cityscape photos that people want when they are getting married in the city. What I also like about Seattle is that there are ample opportunities for your guests to go out at the end of the night after your reception and continue the party. So they can go out to bars, clubs, different shows, go bowling. There's so many fun things throughout Seattle where they don't have to end the night just then. So definitely check out the indoor locations throughout Seattle if you're trying to do a winter wedding. Next up are the islands and Bellingham, and oh my God, the islands are beautiful. If you have never been to Washington Coast's islands or the San Juan Islands, I would highly recommend it. It's gorgeous. The islands that I would recommend to get married at would be Whidbey Island, Orcas Island, and then also I like Vashon Island a lot. These are just based on the ferry distances, the sheer beauty of the location, and then also the access to vendors on those islands. What I like about the islands is that there is such a variety of places and locations to get married at. So you can have a super grandiose waterfront wedding at a resort, or you can have a more intimate beach wedding at sunset and have a really intimate ceremony that way. So there are just a lot of different options for you in the island area. So one of my top wedding destinations is Bellingham. I love Bellingham. I think it's super cute. It's about 2 hours north of Seattle, so it's not too far. What I love about Bellingham is that the vendors throughout Bellingham utilize the outdoors, they utilize the fresh and local ingredients so well, and they collaborate impeccably to just curate such a magical event for their clients that I can't recommend Bellingham enough. I just love it there. Okay, next up is Snohomish, one of the largest wedding hubs in the state and a place that's near and dear to my heart. I grew up in this area, so I know it really well, and I love the amount of compassion and community that comes out of this area. So this is definitely should be high on your list of places to check out. So Snohomish has such a huge plethora of venues and wedding vendors and trends that come through this area that it's definitely worth a check out to come here. Actually, the city of Snohomish puts on a yearly wedding tour, and it's called My Snohomish Wedding. And every year, the venues around Snohomish get together, and all the vendors get together, and at each venue, they host a mock-up wedding where newlyweds can go through and meet new clients, check out the venue that they might want to book, and overall just get some great inspiration for their wedding. So definitely check out Snohomish. Last but not least is Eastern Washington and Leavenworth. So over the last few years, I've noticed that there's been a surge in people wanting to get married over in Eastern Washington, and where it wasn't as popular before, now there are just so many more options for people to get married over there. The Central Washington area is one of my favorites. It consists of rivers, valleys, mountains, and some really fantastic resorts for people to get married at. If you were wanting a more unique and outdoorsy feel to your day, I would highly recommend looking throughout Central and Eastern Washington for your wedding venue. Another location is Leavenworth. Leavenworth is about 2 hours east of Seattle, and it is a really super cute Bavarian town, and they have lots of different events that go on throughout the spring, summer, and fall. If you like beer or anything like that, they have an Oktoberfest, and it's every weekend in October, so your guests can really enjoy a fun night out after your wedding or reception if you happen to have a fall one in October. There's also tons of shopping and fun stuff to do, outdoor activities, so Leavenworth is definitely high on my list also. And there are also some really amazing and talented vendors that are coming out of Eastern Washington that I'm really impressed with. So throughout these episodes, you'll also be seeing some new talent and vendors that could be coming out of that area as well. Well, that's it for our second episode of Raise a Glass Wedding presents Washington Weddings. Thank you for tuning in and listening. If you have any suggestions or recommendations of places that I didn't mention or that you feel are worthy to be on this episode, please comment and let us know where those locations are. I always like to find new places for weddings. I hope this was useful in narrowing down potential locations for your upcoming wedding and event. Next month's episode is going to be focused on venues. So how to pick a venue within your budget, venues in the different areas, and then also when should you book a venue after you've become engaged. So thank you for tuning in and listening to Raise a Glass Wedding Presents, and you'll hear from us next month on our new episode. Thanks. Happy planning.